no keys. Don't need no keys for my Hussein or my Ferrari. Don't need no keys for my Hussein or my Bugatti. Push the button.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime and jingle bells shine. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air.
What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Wayne from Evolve with Wayne, and I am back with more heat for you guys. As promised, I told you we were going to dig deep into the predictions that we gave last week and also give you our predictions for this week's game. So that is what we're about to do now. I got my dude B on the line. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in here for you, and we're going to get this started, you guys. So B, we talked about the Steelers-Vikings. As a matter of fact, I used that as my thumbnail for our last video. So we're going to bypass them. First game that I'm seeing is the Saints and the Jets. Saints beat the Jets 30-9. I had the Saints taking that game, and I want to say you did too. So, I mean, that was pretty much something that we already knew was going to happen. I mean, it's the Jets.
I don't know. I think I went with the Jets. Honestly, is the upset.
Did you?
I think that's the game that I think I went with the
I'm
Jets.
going to have to go back and watch that because if you picked the Jets, you was tweaking. I should have called that in the last video, man. Yeah, I mean, the Jets got slaughtered, bro. Like, they
the reason I think I picked the Jets is because Zach Wilson came back. He's been back for a couple of weeks. Yeah, they got tore up, bro. I mean, real bad. The defense pretty much almost – won that game. 30-9 in New York. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, they got slaughtered, man. I called that one. I knew the Saints was gonna win.
That part is he had a good game though. Zach Wilson was only never mind. He was 19 for 42, man. That ain't so good, man.
Side note,
200 yards. He didn't throw no picks.
Well,
he was the leading rusher.
Oh boy, it's the Jets, man. Side note, this man got a new Camaro, so he switched from the Patriots background to now he's just a floating head in the Camaro with the background. So congratulations, my boy. You came from Colorado, so you went from a truck to a two-door. I don't know how the hell you did it, but more power to you, man. More power to you. Next game, I got the Falcons and the Panthers. I originally said the Panthers, but then you told me that McCaffrey was out, and you said Cam was out, so I ended up going with the Saints. I do remember that. I mean, not the Saints, the Falcons. I do remember that. So they ended up pulling that dub through. Panthers got beat by a little bit over a touchdown, so 29-21.
Cam didn't do too bad, though. 15 for 23. Only thing is Mr. Cam, threw that pick. Threw interception, man. I mean, he was the leading rusher, too, so it looked like he ran the ball a lot. He had 10 carries for 47 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. He didn't throw any passing touchdowns. Looks like somebody else threw the passing touchdown.
How do you think your boy feels to be back in Carolina, though? Because
I think he likes it.
He was with y'all, wasn't he? Yeah, he was with the Patriots last season.
I think we kind of probably messed him up by going to a different system and then him going straight into, like, being, back to being Cam, you know what I mean? Being under Bill Belichick, he wasn't able to really do much. And even if he tried to, he would probably be benched, Bill Belichick. So the key is I think he may be all right, man. What's scary about Cam is anytime you watch a game, if he throws off his back foot, it's an interception. It's not.
Why do you think that is?
He's either a runner or a shotgun quarterback. He's not really that great underneath the center. If we was going to keep him, I wanted to actually run a shotgun a lot more because he doesn't have the quick 3-step. He honestly, I could see him at Pittsburgh. I mean, sadly to say, but like I could see him fitting in more with Pittsburgh than us, you know. But you never know what's gonna go on. You see what Ben was talking about. That was funny.
Speaking of which, Ben said that he was leaving after this season. So there's rumors, or the rumor mill was
Ben,
out there that, yeah, Big Ben from the Steelers. So he said that he was leaving, and there's rumors that the Steelers will end up getting a first round pick, a high or basically a good pick in the first round, and then they're going to be going for a quarterback. Do you think there's any
so
solace to that? Do you think they're going to actually go for a quarterback, or do you think they're going to move up Haskins or Rudolph?
so I was reading it today. It's actually the number one thing on the NFL's page. Big Ben didn't really say much about leaving. What he said is his goal is to just focus on tomorrow and not the future right now, and focus on playing the game. I think the team or one of the coaches, I think it may have been Tomlin, somebody came out and said they was trying to get up in the high first pick. So somebody's going to be getting traded from the team. There's going to be a lot going on in Pittsburgh. It should be a good thing for you guys because it sounds like they're about to have to rebuild. Because I mean, who can they give away? I mean, what can they offer at this point in time to really get a good number one pick? Because they're not a bad team, so they're not going to get a pick. I mean, about 15 and up. You know what I mean? I think they'll be top 15. I don't know. I mean, they're going to have to move up for it, and I don't know what they got to offer unless they're given a couple years. Next year, the year after that, first round pick or something. I don't know if there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out this year, honestly.
Do you think they might get rid of your boy Chase for it? Because he has proven to not really, I mean, he's a more I care about myself type person. So do you think they're going to get rid of Chase, or that they can get rid of their running back? I mean, Najee is doing pretty decent this year, but they also do got backup running backs. Actually, one of their backup running backs came out of Westerville, Ohio. He went to a Westerville city school.
See, what's weird to me is they got rid of what's his face, the back that they used to have, the one that had cancer. Dang, what's his name? James Conner. I think they should have kept him, but they lost Connor. They released him. They're a team that's known for letting go of their running back, so that might happen. They might let go of a running back. I just don't see them losing Claypool because they don't really have any big name receivers right now. They're used to 2 or 3 big name receivers. You know what I mean?
Claypool
is that.
What about Juju? What about Juju? Because Juju will be back next season too.
Juju, ain't nobody gonna pick him up after injury. He's gonna have to play. They're not gonna.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you think they'll get rid of Claypool and keep Juju?
I mean, that could be an option. It's just, I mean, it's a proven fact is definitely like you could see in Cleveland when you have multiple receivers, it opens up the game a little better. Tomlin's a smart coach. He'll make the decision. He's pretty quiet too, so not a lot of people's gonna know what he's gonna do. Not a lot of people. I mean, they can sit here and ESPN. Everybody can try to get the answers out of them. You're not gonna get no answer.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Moving on. Seattle Seahawks and Houston Texans. Texans got, I think they got the same record as the Jets this year, so they're doing terrible. I know for a fact I picked the Seahawks over the Texans, and I'm pretty sure you did too. If you didn't pick the Hawks over, all right, just making sure, because we knew what that was going to be. It was 33-13, another massacre. This was the most awkward week of football because a lot of the games were massacres.
Can I be honest though? The Texans offensively did an amazing job. If you look at that quarterback stats, 33 for 49, 331 yards and a touchdown.
That's because that's Watson. I want him over at Cleveland. He would be better gear for us than he would for Houston. But the Texans got rid of.
They ain't got Watson.
Where's Watson at?
Deshaun
Is he
Watson,
injured or he on a COVID list?
Watson?
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing. This is some dude named Mills. His name
I wonder
is
where
Davis
Deshaun Watson
Mills.
went. Because once they got rid of D-Hop, Watson was pretty much pissed. I mean, but I didn't even know they were starting. They've been crappy all season, honestly. I mean,
I could tell you right now if they got him. But
I
yeah,
expected Seattle to
they
be
got
better.
Deshaun Watson. They got Tyrod Taylor. This dude, Davis Mills is the guy.
Wasn't Tyrod on the Bears?
Says they got Tyrod Taylor. Shoot, they got 1, 2, 3. They got 4 quarterbacks.
Pull a string off my
Deshaun
leg.
Watson, Tyrod Taylor, Davis Mills, and Jeff Drickle. Yeah, they got some. Shoot,
I want Deshaun.
Imagine they got 6 running backs.
That's crazy.
They got, like I said, offensively, they did a good job. It just sounds like, to me personally, I mean, because Brandon Cooks, he had 8 catches for 101 yards. Yeah, I mean, they offensively did their job. It just looks like,
But they ain't getting to the end zone, so either the kicker wasn't doing nothing or the offense did really good number-wise and just couldn't capitalize. Because, I mean, 13 points is ridiculous. That's what, touchdown and 2 field goals?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they
Sounds like they probably was.
Is Russ playing?
He is playing. He was 17 for 28, 260 yards. He had 2
TDs.
touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's not bad. I mean, Wilson.
I expect him to be better this year.
Yeah, he wanted to be out, man. You know, he requested a trade. He wanted to trade it. He didn't want to stay there.
I wonder what his beef is with Seattle, though, man.
He's another quiet person. You're not going to hear it. There's a couple of people, man, in the league that you're not going to hear that stuff. Yeah, other than that, I mean, it was we both picked them.
You
picked Washington over Dallas. That was a close
one. We get into that one. We got the Chiefs and the Raiders.
That was crazy. I didn't expect
48-9. That was they were basically playing a little league team, if you ask me. I mean, the Raiders, I expected more out the Raiders. This is one that I was on the fence with, and you might have picked the Raiders.
No, I picked the Chiefs.
Did you?
I was going to pick the Raiders, but yeah, I went with the Chiefs.
I didn't see that one coming. That was probably the biggest
I didn't see
blowout of the week.
But I will tell you right now, the Chiefs, the way they started, I think Mahomes knows they got a lot to prove. I'm not saying their record's not the best, but they didn't start off good at all.
Not at all. I was worried they weren't going to be in the playoffs. Came week 3, 4, even though we played them first game of the season and they barely beat us. So
true. It just sounds like, once again, you got a quarterback that did his job. I mean, Derek Carr for the Raiders. I mean, you guys got to watch out for this. I mean, he had 33 for 45, 263 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I mean,
but also our defense is on point right now. It's our offense that is dropping the ball.
They don't run the ball. He had 9 carries for 24 yards. So they don't run the ball much. I'll tell you that. So as long as you're getting pressure like you guys did this week.
As long as Grady is in, Denzel Ward is in, and Greg Newsome is back because he was out last week. So if he comes back this week, we should be good as far as our corners are concerned. We can lock down other wide receivers, and we might be able to shut down Carr's
I think you guys got
passing
good
game.
backup receivers too. I know you said Landry and all them's out, but I think you guys got some good backup.
We do.
Yeah.
We got Hollywood Higgins. We got Donovan Peoples-Jones. So DPJ is on there.
And Keenan's not
Joe Natson. Keenan is not. I think Keenan would get and a lot of people, and I follow a lot of people on Facebook that are like Browns pages and Browns fans and things like that. So a lot of the things that they're saying is, oh, we automatically lost this game. We got rid of everybody. But if you think about the last time we were against this, it was in the playoffs against the Steelers last year. It was our first time in the playoffs and God knows how long. We did not have our head coach in the game, right? We didn't have a head coach. We had our other coaches calling the plays. And I think that might be what we need to.
The coach can coach from home. I mean, honestly, it's a headset thing, really. I mean,
well, even last year, they didn't let the coaches do that. So they couldn't have any communication on the field. But that ended up working out in our favor because the person that was calling the plays called different plays than Stefanski would have called, in which case nobody really had footage and like video like on what we do. You get what I'm saying? So if this coach having a whole week to prepare can switch up the playbook a little bit to call different plays and open up certain people, I think we might have a good chance of actually pulling this game off.
We're going to get back to these scores. We'll go back to
that. We got, obviously, the Browns beat the Ravens 24-22, which we're going to talk about later. Yes, you said the Cowboys was going to beat Washington. Cowboys did beat Washington 27-20. It was down by a touchdown. I picked Washington to win simply based off of the merit of them beating the Bucs. They beat the Bucs, so I thought they could have potentially beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys held out on them and got that dub. They got that dub for Dallas.
What's crazy about the situation is Dallas started that game off strong, real strong. I believe they was 15-0 at halftime, something like that. It was pretty good. My bad, 18. Hold on, Jesus. They had 25-0 at halftime. They only scored 3 points in the second half. Dak threw 2 picks in the second half. Dak did not play well in the second half. He has been inconsistent since his injury. Whenever he got hurt and they benched him for about two or 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks because they had a bye week. So he didn't play for 3 weeks. He came back and he ain't been the same quarterback since then. But because he started the season off, I thought he was going to win, quarterback of the year. Nobody's going to take it from Brady right now because Brady's doing amazing. But yeah, once again, Dak, I mean, they did it, but I got a lot of family members as Dallas fans, and I'll tell you right now, it's scary. Defensively, they're really good. I won't lie to you. They got a good defense, but offensively, they're inconsistent. Like CeeDee Lamb, he's amazing when he wants to be. So there's a lot of catches he won't get. I mean, he don't catch. So, yeah, Dallas pulled that one off. They got a tough game, I think. No, this week they got the Giants, but you can never sleep against, they're a team that might ruin your season. I mean, they really are. So
facts. We got the Titans beat Jaguars. They're gonna blow past that. We knew that was gonna happen. It was a shutout, 20-0. We're not even worried about that. Urban Meyer cannot keep his team in order. Hasn't been able to since he got there. I don't even think he'll have a job at the end of the year.
They got to give him 2 years because this isn't his team, though. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying he's going to ever succeed in the NFL, but they got to give him 2 years. It was actually
they technically don't have to. Coming from a Browns fan who went through like 6 coaches in 2 seasons.
But that's why you went through all those coaches too, though, because you didn't give a lot of them opportunities.
But what kind of hope is he? I mean, if you can't work with what you got and at least get more than 2 wins, then how can, as an organization, how can they think that you're going to be able to do anything in the years to come? Because you got to think, yeah, we can trade for people or whatever for an organization, but the trade deadline is passed. So the only new players he's going to get is people that he drafts, which means he's going to have to coach them up. If he can't coach the people that he drafted the first year, what makes you think he's going to be able to coach up the people that we drafted the second year? He got a quarterback, which is your star position, and it was a good quarterback that he got. And Trevor Lawrence is out there looking like a scrub. So,
once again, I will tell you.
And scandal follows that man.
Not a lot of college quarterbacks
succeed.
Do the same thing they do in the NFL.
Right. And also, Urban Meyer had scandal prior to even getting to the NFL, right? I mean, when he was at Florida, he had scandal. When he was with our Bucks, he had scandal. That's why he is not the coach of the Bucks anymore anyways. and then they move him up to the NFL. And within the first half of the season of his very first season coaching, he had more scandal. He was at a bar getting lap dances from random women inside the on campus.
He's the man.
He about to be the man without a job at the end of this season, but that is just my
I'm
opinion.
living my best life. Leave me alone.
Facts.
But, yeah, that's tough.
We got Broncos Lions 38-10. I would blow past this game, but the Broncos definitely showed their character at the beginning of the game. They started with only 10 players. They went to the 88-yard line, or what the equivalent of it would be. They put their wide receiver to kneel down on that 88-yard line for their fallen soldier, for lack of better words. So he sat there, and then the Lions showed a lot of sportsmanship by declining a penalty. So they let the time run out. They got to delay a game. Lions declined a penalty, which left the clock still at 15 minutes at the beginning of the game, and they still had 1st and 10. They didn't, pry on it. So it was good sportsmanship for the Broncos and the Lions, and I'm also going to throw in the refs for that because I believe that the refs only called the delay a game because they had to. I mean, that's their job. If not, they will get fined. But they knew exactly what was occurring, and they were good for it. So I respect that game. I did watch that game. I knew the Lions was going to lose. But
I'll tell you right now, watch out for the Lions in the next couple of years if they get.
I already know. I've been saying all season, the Lions are a good team. They just got terrible luck. I mean, little goofy things were happening. Like they would complete a pass and then they would fumble.
Goff used to play for the Rams, and Goff was amazing. I mean, he was a good quarterback. And I'll be honest, I didn't expect them to trade what they traded, honestly, to the Lions. And I didn't. That blew my mind. Do you know the Lions, I think, got their 1st-round pick for like 4 years? The Rams' 1st-round pick for like 4 years plus Goff. Like, they got a steal. Like, they was talking about it was some of the most craziest. I think that's how it went down. I think it was one of the most craziest trades and things like that in a long time.
But what did the Rams get out of it? Do you remember?
Stafford. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I think it was vice versa. I think they got Stafford and the Lions 4 years 1st-round pick. So they're the worst team in the NFL. So the Rams may be top 3 pick. That's scary to say. They might be getting a top 3, top 5 pick.
And they just got OBJ. And they got Cooper Kupp. So they loaded on wide receivers. They got a good quarterback. I mean, what do you draft if you're the Rams? Like, if with a top 3 pick, what do you pick up? I mean,
they're going to trade it. You know why?
They probably get another weapon.
Say if they get number 1.
I bet you they're going to go after Deshaun Watson.
They can't pick up a quarterback, though. And
I bet you're going to go after Watson. They're going to go after Deshaun Watson. That's the only quarterback they may be interested in. Because if they got Deshaun Watson with their wide receiver core, they'd be untouchable. It's literally the Avengers.
That coach is pretty young, so I don't know, man. He always, he's probably in the locker room study. He's probably putting his life into the game right now, so he's young. I don't know. I think the Rams, if they get the top 3 pick, I see them trading it for something. And like you said, they may trade it to the Texans, but my thing is I mean, I gotta look a little deeper, but I don't know any quarterbacks really going to the league that's really worth even a 1st-round pick. I mean, every quarterback deserves a chance, an opportunity, but like I'd have to look at it because I don't know any big names.
If the Texans get rid of Watson, they really don't need another quarterback. They got a couple different quarterbacks to choose from. They got 6 running backs. They got a terrible record, which means they're already going to get another 1st-round pick. So if they was to trade Watson, who was battling those 12, cases for another 1st-round pick, and then they got 2 picks in the first 10 rounds. I mean, the first 10 picks of the 1st round, the Texans could go from being absolutely terrible to a powerhouse almost overnight. So it might benefit them to get rid of Deshaun Watson and have two, first round picks or top tier first round picks.
It'll probably happen if the organization is smart and they get their grudge away from Watson from trying to stop him from being able to play.
Right.
That's the key, man. You're talking about owners. Owners got money. They don't care about the picks. They don't care about players. They got money. So their opinion, they're in a way trying to blackball him from being able to play. That's what they're trying to do. And it sucks to say that, but he's a great quarterback.
And he ain't going to. I think Deshaun Watson will find a way out. He seems like a very intelligent human being.
I think he has 2 years left in his contract. So with that being said, he can't do nothing.
But they still paying him. So that's the thing. They paying him, and eventually they're going to get tired of paying a person that's not playing. So if he got 2 more years left, and he's refusing to play, I want to say he got a pretty decent contract. They're paying a pretty penny because when he had D-Hop, the Texans were great, right? D-Hop is a phenomenal wide receiver. He's over in Arizona now, but he's a phenomenal wide receiver. So between Deshaun Watson and D-Hop, they had to offer Deshaun Watson a pretty penny to keep him. So if he ain't going to play and they still got to pay him,
we'll see how that plays out. That'll be pretty big.
Right.
That'll be a good thing to call. Like I said, I gotta look at the college, who's all coming out, who's declaring the draft. I gotta figure out what's all going on with that. Usually I look into it, but
it's almost the end of the season. You better get to looking because it's coming. Next up, we got Chargers and Giants. Chargers beat the Giants 37-21.
But it was close. I mean, I'm not saying it's
closer than Jags got, closer than the Lions got.
But I will tell y'all, everybody has to watch out for Herbert. Herbert was Rookie of the Year last year. He's proven that he can do it year after year. He might honestly be their franchise quarterback.
He's a really good quarterback. Really good quarterback. I don't really got too much.
I think they need to get a running back. He's not that bad, but they need a run threat, like a really good run threat to be able to, get the pass open. But the thing about Herbert, he'll run that ball too. I mean, some of these newer quarterbacks, they do a little bit of everything. So you gotta watch out. Other than that, they won. They played the freaking Giants, played Glennon, whatever his name is, which I don't know. He must not be fitting that team. I'll tell you that. If Dallas struggles with them, boy, I'll tell you, they ain't gonna make it far in the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say.
Next up, we got the Niners and the Bengals. I took the Niners because I needed the Bengals to lose. I cannot remember. Did you choose the Bengals?
Yeah, I took the Niners.
You took
the
Niners?
The Niners with the upset because everybody was taking the Bengals, man. I'll tell you.
Your brother took the Bengals.
I'm a Garoppolo fan. He played for us. I didn't want to let him go.
Jimmy G. Jay Brock. That's my boy. I like him.
That was the first time I was probably mad at Tom Brady because that was his call. He made that call because he was scared if he got hurt, Jimmy Garoppolo would take his position, just like how Brady took he took Drew Bledsoe's position. So it's all about, you know what I mean? I don't know. He did a great job. 27 for 41, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns. I'd say his percentage passing wasn't the best, but he got the job done. Looks like he scored touchdowns, and that's all that matters. I mean, it was an overtime game too. So Justin Herbert, man, I mean, young guy, 25 for 34, 348 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sad to say, that man's in y'all's division. He might be a threat down the road.
You talk about Burrows? What do you think about Burrows what do you think about Burrows and his number 1 wide receiver, the rookie?
Higgins?
No, the rookie, not
Oh, you're talking about the dude from Alabama?
Yeah, I'm talking about what is boy's name? Uh,
Oh,
what is his
you're talking
name?
about Chase?
Yeah,
Yeah,
him.
Jamar Chase. I mean, he's good. He's fast. He has over 1,000 yards receiving, 10 touchdowns, 17.3. So he's tied for third in touchdowns. He has the third best average and fifth in yards. So I mean, and he only has 60 catches for over 1,000 yards. I mean, he's doing his thing this year, man. I'm a little scared he might take my boy's rookie of the year is what I hear, but I don't see it happening. But you got people that say it's a voting game, so we'll see how that goes. If he gets the offensive rookie of the year, I mean he's having a good season. I can't take nothing away from him for that. But they're connecting good, man. I mean, Burrows likes to throw that ball deep.
He's good at doing it. He's good at doing it.
Everybody said he wasn't gonna come back right from that injury, but he proved that wrong.
Yeah, he came back literally going crazy. So next up we have Green Bay and the Bears. That game scared me starting out because Justin Fields was going crazy at the beginning of the game.
Second half, man. Second half through 2 picks.
You watched
That's
that
the key
entire
to-
game, didn't you?
I watched this one, and I mean this was the Sunday night game, so I watched majority of it.
Walk
I
me
was a
through
little
that game
shocked.
because I caught bits and pieces of it. I stopped watching after the first quarter, and then you was basically
First
updating
half.
me along the way. So, what did
So
you
the first
see out of
half,
A-Rod that we need to be worried about on Christmas? Because we play them in 2 weeks.
they put up 26 points, but in the second quarter, the Bears let the Packers put up 21 points in just one quarter. Second half, once again, the Bears only put up 3 points. That's where they lost. I mean, this is the game of the NFL. You have first half, you go in the locker room, you come out, you change it up if you got to change it, or you keep your game going. And like I said, once again, he threw 2 picks. I mean, you can't. There's no area for mess ups against Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. You cannot mess up. You can't give him chance after chance after chance. He's not the same Rodgers, but he is Aaron Rodgers, so you can't give him a lot of chances. I mean, the dude had almost 400 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and he almost completed over 70%, 75% of his passes. So, Adams was out there eating, man. 10 catches, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. That boy, Devontae Adams.
Now, you know what? I'm going to touch them last. The Rams and the Cardinals. 30-23, Rams favor. I chose the Cardinals. You chose the Rams. This is one of the 2 games out of the entire week that I got wrong, you guys. So everybody out there watching, know I am good at calling my games, right? I am good at predicting who is going to win and who is going to lose. Out of the entire week of games, I got 2 wrong. And they were both by a close margin. They were both by a close margin. Washington lost by a touchdown because I picked them over the Cowboys. And the Cardinals lost by a touchdown. 7 points, 30-23 to the Rams. So
you know how they beat him? You know how they beat Kyler Murray?
Kyler Murray has no clutch factor. He had a chance at the end of the game.
The red zone, man. So Kyler Murray is still young. I'm not saying he's, rookie, but he's still young and he's been on a hot streak. So he's not used to the pressure. They're used to putting up points on teams. So this is the first game in a while that actually put him, under the spotlight. Like you said, he had a chance. He did have a chance to at least tie it or, win the game. But what I watched from what I've seen, I was going back and forth from this, or no, I didn't go back and forth. I barely watched bits and pieces of this game. But I'll tell you, at the end I watched, and the beginning, Kyler Murray was in the red zone multiple times. He threw 2 picks in the red zone by trying to force throws instead of maybe taking the run throwing the ball out of bounds. He tried to force him, threw 2 picks. Stafford, I ain't gonna lie to you. The Rams, I don't even see why they get a quarterback, if I'm honest with you. 23 for 30, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, they are 9-4. They're still able to make the playoffs.
And they got OBJ. He bought out. He
did, but Kupp still was leading receiver, 13 catches for 123 yards, 1 touchdown. He did ball out though. He had 6 catches for 77 yards, 1 touchdown. He only dropped 1 pass, or I should say either overthrown or dropped. I didn't see the pass, so I can't say it. But yeah, he was targeted 7 times, caught the ball 6. Kupp was targeted 15 times and he caught it 13. So having them 2 on the field, man, I mean that's it may be crucial. And they picked up our running back, which we gave away. Don't make no sense. Yeah, the Rams, that was a good game, man. That was a really good game. I was expecting the Cardinals. Cardinals just got, I'm not saying they got exposed, but I will say that could tell that big games is when the playoffs is, and the question is, can they make it far?
Right.
Can they make it far?
And I had the Cardinals winning because I had high hopes for my boy Kyler Murray. All right, so the last game, and then we're gonna go into predictions for next week. TB, you can either say Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I don't know, Tom Buccaneers, Tom Bay, Tampa Brady. All right, so they beat the Bills 33-27. Now you said the Bills were going to pull it through, and I remember telling you Brady ain't losing at home. Brady's not losing at home. I don't know. He let them come back at like the second half. They came back, and then it ended up tied because they went to OT. As a matter of fact, I was watching Red Zone, and the Bills and Buccaneers and the Bengals and Niners were in overtime at the same exact time. Yeah. Both of which were losing. So 49ers was up by a ridiculous margin. Bengals came back, sent them into overtime. Tampa Bay was up by a crazy margin. Bills came back, put them in overtime. They was both in overtime. Your boy Brady pulled it out. Like I thought he would. He pulled it out. He threw it to I think it was a wide receiver that he had only targeted that one time, which was the last play of the game. That was the first time he targeted him all game. And bro ran it for like a 56-yard touchdown to end the game.
I know Brady. I don't know, man. He, like you said, he hit him in overtime, 1 catch for 58 yards. I mean, he targeted him twice, but he only caught once. He only caught the ball once. And that one time he caught it, 58-yard touchdown in overtime, which was I think third and like 8, third and like 3 or something like that. It was third down.
It was definitely third down.
Brady did his thing once again. I mean, he over 700 touchdown passes. I mean, 700. That's, man, the question is, do you ever see anybody lasting as long as Brady did in the NFL and playing as good as he is in the NFL? I'll never say I don't think it will happen, but it ain't going to happen for a while. Quarterbacks these days run the ball too much. They don't pass. They don't really pass.
Personally, and I know that everybody out there, let me bring myself back into the video, you guys. Sorry, I'm kind of multitasking here. But anyways, so personally, yes, I think y'all's quarterback will last as long as Brady. Y'all may not see it, but you got to think. Medicine has advanced. Personal training has advanced. These quarterbacks are going to start lasting longer and longer, strictly based off of the fact that we are evolving, right? medicine is evolving, personal training is evolving, and you have more opportunities and more pathways to be able to get the things that you need for longevity. With the way Belichick runs his team, and what I would like to believe is that Belichick is going to gear somebody up for his retirement, right? When Belichick finally goes, whoever takes his spot is going to be a Belichick Jr., whether it's his kid or not. I think that they will mimic what Belichick does. And Belichick creates longevity. Tom Brady only had as long of a career as he had because of Belichick. He kept him safe. Tom Brady never really had to run the ball. Now, in his Tampa Bay game, he ran the ball. At one time in particular, when they had did him dirty. The defense had did him dirty on the Bills. He got pissed off, and he ran the ball for a first down to get a new set of downs. That was, I mean, you don't see Tom Brady run often. I think that y'all's quarterback will have just as long and fruitful career as your boy Brady because medicine is only advancing.
Can I say something about that medicine? No, this go a little bit off a topic. Me and my dad, we was talking about the I don't know if you've seen it. It dropped today that football player that basically went on a rampage. He killed his doctor, killed his wife, killed his kid, killed 2 HVAC people. He killed like multiple people, right? His CT just came back today, or his autopsy on his brain. His CTE counts was bad. And what I want to say about that medicine that they're giving these players, I think it's triggering something. All due respect, medicine will get them further. It will. But back in the day, man, you didn't hear, to this day, older quarterbacks, older running backs, older receivers, older football players never had any type of mental distress and problems that these players have today. And that's being completely honest. And these football players lasted longer. They played longer years than half of these other people. CTE, man, I wish that they find a study to be able to test this stuff before somebody dies, because they can only test it once you die. They can only test your brain when you die with CTE, which sucks. The NFL, with the more and more cases this keeps coming out, the NFL is going to be at risk of becoming flag football down the road in generations. But what I will say is that medicine, though, it may have a lot to do with it, because I can give you a shot. You can break a finger, a thumb, anything, ankle, tape it up, give you a shot. You don't feel it, you're going to play the rest of the game. But what's that doing to your brain? You know what I mean? Like, what's that doing to your body, your health, your personal life, and things like that? That's the question. So getting off topic on that, but I seen that, and it bothered me because I'm big about the mental health, and that mental health, something ain't right, and I told my dad, I think a lot of his problems, or the problems with players these days, is it's more stressful in today's world. A lot more stress, a lot more drama, a lot more problems. So CTE, I hope they figure something out with it, because it's going to be more and more cases like this. This isn't going to be the last one, and it's dangerous. It's really dangerous. I went into NFL players' houses before, and I've done work in their homes, and I'll tell you right now, that puts me at fear as just a worker. Could you imagine being one of those HVAC people, or that doctor, like, trying to help this person and he kills you? I mean, that's your life. So I don't know. It's something not to play with.
I can respect that.
I think they need to watch that medication and how much they're using it. I think these players need to heal naturally.
Right.
I mean, if they're hurt, they're hurt. Just because they're hurt and it's going to hurt your season or hurt your team, you can't just sit there and take them, oh man, you got to play. You got to finish the game. No. Once again, look at Baker. He's playing. I guarantee you $100, man. I could bet some money that they are juicing him up every game.
Oh, for
if he's
sure.
really hurt. If Baker's shoulder is hurt,
Because they
let's just
want
say
him to
that
be our franchise quarterback.
Somebody bet me that Baker at the end of this season will undergo surgery on his shoulder.
Y'all heard
And if
it?
that happens,
Comment down below. Comment down below. If somebody is willing to put money on the table, I agree with the man. So I'm not going to bet against him because I'm standing with him. But if somebody disagrees with that, comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let this man know what you think. It's almost Christmas season. And also, side note, before we get too crazy, because we're about to do our predictions, it is Vlogmas. It is Vlogmas. It is Vlogmas. It is Vlogmas. So, today is Wednesday, December 15th. It is precisely 10:55 p.m. Yes, I told you guys I'm always grinding, so I'm always up late. So, starting tomorrow, you will have a new Vlogmas video every single day until Christmas. You know what? I'm extending it to New Year's. Anywho, we're going to switch gears and we're going to go into the predictions for this week. B, go ahead and pull up the games this week, and I'm going to give you my prediction. Same as last week.
all right.
While he's doing that, you guys, today is normally the day that me and my dad do our pushing the buttons talk. We have to slightly postpone that for a couple days due to the fact that my dad is on a mini tour. So he is not able to record you guys. I apologize for that. I know y'all like the sports talk and the questions that I asked my dad, which I do have some more personal questions to ask him from son to father. So that is coming up. Bear with me, you guys. He will be back momentarily. Anywho, take the floor away, B. What are the games coming up this week, man?
So tomorrow, Thursday, December 16th, it's the Chiefs versus the Chargers. It's in the Chargers' house. 9-4 is the Chiefs, and 8-5 is the Chargers. The upset is needed for a lot of teams. A lot of teams need the upset just because of certain reasons. You know, the AFC is very tight. It's a very tight playoff this year.
Yeah, half the teams are 7-6 or 6-7.
Yeah, a lot of them.
You know what? I like Patrick Mahomes. He is my favorite active quarterback present day. Stat-wise, Tom Brady is the GOAT. Nobody can take that away from him. Who I like to see play and who I like the most, Patrick Mahomes. However, I see an upset coming. So I am going to take the Chiefs on this one. I'm going to take the Chiefs. No. I misspoke. I apologize, you guys. I'm taking the Chargers. Patrick Mahomes is going to ball out, but he's going to lose, you guys. That is my synopsis. The Chargers are going to take this and upset the Chiefs. Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Chargers, man. It's a 51.3%. Kansas City 48.3 to the Chargers. So the Chargers are underdogs by a little bit. I got the young guy. I got Herbert. I'm gonna go with Herbert.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. So you heard it here first. We both agree. As a matter of fact, you guys, I'm about to write this down. So when it comes out, we can say I told you so. All right, so got the Chargers. Who's next?
Saturday. There's 2 Saturday games, both in the after or evening and then at night.
Both of our teams.
Yeah, you got the Raiders versus the Browns.
You already know who I'm gonna say. This is a strictly biased opinion. I don't care what our odds are, who we're going against. I'm going to choose the Browns week by week. My entire fantasy is filled with them. So I'm taking the Browns over the Raiders. And I think that because Baker's not there and Stefanski ain't there, we about to ball out and have us a good old time. I wish I was at that game.
You know, what's crazy is you guys, if you're at home, plus on top of it, your favorite 66.2% prediction to win without Baker and your coach on the field, you're still a 66.2% win percentage. I I'd say Cleveland's going to win this game, and I think they're going to win it by a good amount just because that quarterback has a lot to prove, and I think he's going to try to take that position.
He ain't got no choice, and I wish he would because I'm trying to get rid of Baker. Baker has to go back to Texas. There's a lot of good quarterbacks that come out of Texas. Kyler Murray came out of Texas.
I want him to go to the Saints.
Nah, I want him to go to the Texans. I want them to deal with his ass because I actually like the Saints. So I don't want them to have to deal with Baker.
But see, the thing is, the Saints have an older coach that can control Baker. There's a difference.
Can't nobody control Baker more than his wife can.
You might be right on that. That's pretty crazy. Well, we got my game on the Patriots Colts on the Saturday night game.
Oh, you're my brother. We have been family for 2 decades. And it is about to pain me to say this, but I am going to take the Colts. I gotta take the Colts. For one, I got a vendetta against the Patriots because they slaughtered us. Yes, they completely whooped our ass. So, for that reason, and also because the Colts have a lot to prove, and setting y'all as an example will be great for them, I'm gonna have to take the Colts.
And they're at home.
I'm taking Indianapolis. I'm taking the Colts. That is my final
I'm
answer.
taking my team. I'm taking the Patriots. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be another game where you see Belichick. he gonna be controlling the game. I'll tell you that because this is gonna be, in my opinion. I've been telling other Patriot fans that's on my fan pages and things like that about how I personally think this is the toughest game left of our season. Buffalo, we still got them again. It'll be in our house, but at the end of the day, Colts got a lot to prove, man. They win this game, that puts them 8-6. That puts us at 9-5. You know what I mean? That puts us almost in the same categories as the bottom 3 teams in the wild card. So we'll still be winning the division, but at the end of the day, it's more about the Colts have a lot to prove. It's going to be a battle. I think it's a good game for a Saturday night. You got Buffalo versus the Panthers. Cam Newton he is still starting.
So Buffalo versus the Panthers.
I mean, I'm going Buffalo. And the reason being is it's not because of my division. It's more about Buffalo's explosive. That's all I'm going to say. And the Panthers' weather, if they're getting anything like what we'll be having around that time, is going to be pretty nice. So, and their defense is strong. I mean, they came back against, you're talking about a Tampa Bay, one of the best defenses in the league. So.
All right. I'm taking Buffalo as well, you guys. I don't think the Panthers are where they want to be yet. Do I think they will be a good team in a few years? Yes. But do I think that they can compete with Buffalo, who has proven to be a threat year over year for the past couple of years? No, they're not there yet. So I am taking Buffalo. We both are in agreement with that one. I'm taking Buffalo over Carolina. And I used to live in North Carolina. I got love for Carolina because I love the state. I used to love living there. So I can't put the facts aside and give the Panthers the edge. I mean, they couldn't beat the Falcons. And I know for a fact the Bills can beat the Falcons. So I'm taking the Bills.
Next game is, pretty self-explanatory, but they're a creeping team. Cardinals versus the Lions. The Cardinals just got rid. Hopkins is out for the rest of the season.
That doesn't matter. This is the Lions we're talking about. Even if Kyler Murray didn't play and they played with all of their third string, the Lions will find a way to fumble a ball, to throw an interception, and to not score in the red zone. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm taking Arizona.
Let's say, for you to say interception, do you know this guy only has 8 picks on the season?
but they look at their luck. So
I
last week
get
when
it.
the
No, I
Lions
get it. Their defense isn't there. Their defense ain't
and
there
then
yet.
last week, so the quarterback was doing his job, right? Goff. Goff was doing his job. I have nothing to take away from Goff. The problem is the luck factor is not there. Whoever they pissed off in their lifetime and whatever karma they are paying for, I don't know exactly who did what to whom, but the Lions literally are the worst, luckiest team in the world. Like,
You know what it is, though, right? So they got a brand new offense, and they fired their coach at the beginning, right before the season started, pretty much.
and their coach that they just picked up looks stressed. Have you seen how much he aged in 14 weeks? It was almost the Obama effect. You know how Obama, when he got into office, he had a full head of black hair, a black beard, and then by year number one, like the ending of year number one, he was all great. Yeah, that's what their coach is looking like. He's looking almost like a Circle K cashier at this point. Like they are stressing that man out. For the
Jets versus the
Lions
Dolphins.
are the Lions. He said the Jets versus the Dolphins.
So I'm pretty sure we both went Cardinals on that.
Yep. We both in Cardinals against the Lions.
The Lions.
I'm taking Miami over their opposers.
I agree. I think we can
Taking
say
Miami.
both of us got Miami Dolphins over the Jets.
Yep. And I have nothing to say about Miami. They just are the second, terrible luck team. They typically have a good team. They just can never capitalize.
Then you got next game would be Dallas versus the Giants.
Dallas. I think that's a given. I don't think anybody's picking the Giants over. Unless that goes down, CD ain't playing, and Zeke ain't playing.
It's in New York. Anything's possible, man. That's their kryptonite.
Wait, because Dallas are used to playing in Dallas weather. What is New York looking like this week? Because
the weather prediction is going to be about 30 to 40 degrees tops, the high.
I'll give Dallas the edge.
Yeah, I think Dallas will win, but I think it's
going to be a slim margin. I think it's going to be a slim margin. I don't think it's going to be a blowout game. I think Dallas will win, but I think it's going to be a very touchdown, a field goal.
This will be a funny one right here. Is Washington versus the Eagles. They're both 6-7.
I'm taking Washington because Washington has a good team. They just have a tough schedule, right? I mean,
you're taking the underdog because they're only projected 37%.
I'm taking Washington. Whoever is making these predictions clearly isn't seeing things for what they are. Washington has a solid football team.
But Jalen Hurts is having an amazing year.
But Washington, come on. They beat Brady. They hung or came back with the Cowboys, who had the best. Was it the offense or the defense that they had the best of this year? No, it was their yards and their scoring.
The Eagles have beaten big name team Saints. The Eagles have beaten the Broncos. The Eagles,
but both of them are washes. The Saints and the Broncos are hit and miss.
They only lost to the Bucs by 5. It's going to be close, man. I'm taking the Eagles on this one.
I'm taking Washington, and I'm taking by a 10-plus point margin. That's how bold I'm willing to go with that one. I took Washington last week. They let me down against the Cowboys, but only by a touchdown. I do not think for 1 second that the Eagles is going to be able to beat Washington this week. I do not think that. So let me write this down. I'm taking Washington by 10 or more. And you're taking Philly.
It's in Philly.
But they both used to playing in cold weather. I mean, Washington ain't the best place to play either.
The Titans got to play the Steelers in the Steelers' house.
I'm taking the Titans. I'm taking Titans. I can't take the Steelers. I can't. For one, they're in our division. For two, the Steelers ain't looking too hot. They are
But the
imploding.
Titans have no offense, like legit no offense.
And they still shut out their last opponent.
It's because they ain't really played nobody since Henry been hurt. Out of all honesty, I mean,
Steelers
so they
got beat to the Vikings, who lost to the Lions, which effectively makes them the worst team in the NFL. I'm
so can I say
taking.
this? They lost to the Texans 22-13. The Titans.
Okay.
Um,
And the Steelers tied with the Lions and lost to the Vikings, who lost
but
to
we
the
all know
Lions.
the Steelers is one of those teams that they're a ruined season type of team. I mean, how many times have they made the playoffs by the wild card almost every year?
But also think about it like this. The reason why they made that season by the wild card is because they traditionally did good in the beginning of the season. By the time you get past week 12, the Steelers implode. Think of their last season. They was 11-0. They ended the season 12-5. 12-5, which means out of the last 6 games, they only won one of them. They lost to the Bengals, got swept by the Bengals this season. The Bengals lost to Jimmy G, and the Bengals is a good team. But then the Steelers also lost to the Vikings and tied the Lions, who lost to the Vikings.
I think I'm gonna go. I think we're gonna butt heads on that one. I'm gonna go with Steelers.
You going with the Steelers? I am going.
I don't want to. You know
the
me.
Titans.
I hate them. I hate them.
I almost feel like you obligated because your wife.
I hate them just because of that.
How many games has she dragged you to?
Steelers. I haven't took her to it, or we ain't went to a Steelers. I told her we're gonna go to the Panthers Steelers next year. We're gonna go to that game next year.
That's going to be the most miserable game for you.
I'm still wearing my Patriots shit. I don't care. There goes a boring game for you. This is going to basically be a draft pick game. The Texans versus the Jaguars. Both 2-11. I'm going Texans. I don't think
I'm going to go Jags. I'm going to go Jags because I'm going to have a little bit of faith in your boy Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to have a little bit of faith in him. I don't got no faith in Urban. I don't have no faith in Urban, but given the fact that the Texans can't seem to get it together and they got so much scandal, and the Jags only got scandal with their coach, but they do have a solid quarterback who wants to prove himself, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to lose to his equal opponent. I think that where are they playing at?
Jacksonville.
I think I'm giving the Jags to the Jags. Yeah, I'm giving it to the Jags. I'm going to take Jacksonville.
I got the Texans. Because if they play that quarterback they played last week, he did pretty good, man.
Yeah, he has. I don't know. For one, I live in Florida. I don't got no dog in this fight. I mean, they both terrible teams, but because I live in Florida and I somewhat like Trevor Lawrence, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Jags. They only about an hour and a half for me.
It's a big game for your division. The Bengals versus
Bengals Ravens.
Denver. No, Bengals Denver.
Bengals Denver.
7-6, both teams. Denver's projected 60.5% to win. It's in Mile High. It's in Mile High too.
You know who I'm taking. You know I'm not taking the Bengals for anything. So
just a second, I gotta look at something before I pick this.
Broncos Bengals.
Man, they got embarrassed by the Chiefs. Beat the Chargers. They lost to the Eagles. That's crazy.
Who did?
I'm taking the Broncos.
You taking the Broncos?
Yeah.
All right. Bengals won't lose. Who we got next? Is that it?
Falcons, 49ers.
Falcons, Niners. I'm taking Jimmy Garoppolo. Jay Garoppolo. I'm taking that boy.
We both going that way.
Taking the Niners.
But that's a game that one team 6-7, the other one 7-6. So
Who's
the
6-7 and who's 7-6?
6-7 is the Falcons, and 7-6 is the Niners. Niners didn't start off so hot. They're doing good now, but they didn't start off hot. Here you go.
I'm gonna take the Niners.
So you got LA without OBJ versus the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson. I ain't even gonna say the record because I can't even compare the record on this team because Wilson he's the threat regardless, no matter what's going on with the situation. He still is a good threat. And it's in good weather. It's in LA. I mean, Wilson is still a threat, man. They still got Lockett. They got a good team.
This is tough because I took Seattle last week and I went against the Rams last week. They won't have OBJ, but they still got Cup, right?
They do have Cup, but he's still playing with that messed up toe. I mean, he's still doing his thing. Don't get me wrong. Cup's still putting up numbers.
I'm going to take the Rams on this one. I'm going to take the Rams. And I like Russell Wilson. I want to see him succeed so bad.
Pardon me. I'm going to take the underdog. I'm going Seattle.
Seattle?
I think Russell has a lot. I think Russell has a lot to prove right here at this game. But the Rams got a strong defensive line. See, that's what scares me, man. I got Seattle.
Rams are a good team.
They have a good team. I mean, they're 9-4. They're not bad. Here you go. So is what's his face back? That's my question. You got Green Bay versus Baltimore.
We don't know if Lamar's going to be back yet. We don't know if he's going to be back yet because we did injure that man, his ankle. So he's still questionable. But
it says Lamar is still day-to-day. Ravens add quarterback as insurance.
I'm taking A-Rod. I'm taking A-Rod. I don't think the Bengals can hang with Green Bay. You're talking about the same Bengals that lost. I'm sorry, the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens can hang with A-Rod. You're talking about the same Ravens.
They still hung in there with y'all.
They hung in there with us. They hung in there with us. That's not saying entirely the entire picture. I do not think because the Ravens.
Going Green Bay. You can write that down. I'm going to go Green Bay.
Yeah, the Ravens barely beat us the first time we played. We had a bye week. In that bye week, they lost to the Steelers. And then lost to us. I would hate for the Ravens to lose 3 games in a row because it's not entirely likely. So the odds against the Ravens actually losing this game are not high. But this is A-Rod we're talking about. And A-Rod can put up 14 points in 2 minutes in the fourth quarter after 2-minute warning. So because of that, plus, I don't know, he got this whole hair thing going on. And dude is better when he plays with the hair. So I'm going to go Green Bay. We both going to go Green Bay on that one.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good, decent game, though. Unless Green Bay gets some interceptions or fumbles, then, if you can't score with Aaron Rodgers, you can't beat Aaron Rodgers. That's just proven facts. Saints versus the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is who I'm going to go with on that one. I don't think that's going to be a good game. They still don't have Winston back yet, I don't believe.
Is Kamara playing?
Tyson Hill is still playing. You said, is Kamara playing? Give me a second here. Yeah, Kamara is playing. But they got Tyson Hill as quarterback, the running back / receiver / kick turner. Because he's the quarterback. Winston, I think they might not even need another quarterback if they can keep Winston healthy.
I can respect that. And I am going to take You said it was against Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay at home.
I'm taking Brady.
You know they haven't lost at home in I think they said it's been like 28 games, something like that at home, something like that. It's 20-some games.
Which is why I couldn't understand why the hell you picked the Bills last week. I told you Tom Brady is not losing in good weather, bro. He played for the Patriots for how long? This motherfucker got good weather, and you think he's about to lose at home?
It was almost out of his hands. That's all I'm going to say. Sometimes
Tom Brady is Tom Brady. That game is never outside of his hands.
What you think about this one? Monday Night Football. You got the Vikings versus the Bears. I'm going Bears.
I'm going Bears. I'm going Bears because I want to see Justin Fields ball out. Even though, side note, Kirk Cousins is on my fantasy, and I'm actually starting him over Baker because I cannot
He's having a good year.
stand that man. He is, other than last game when I started him. He started out solid, and even though they pulled off the win against Pittsburgh, he ended terribly. But I do like Kirk Cousins.
You know they got Justin Jefferson over there. He's number 2 in yards for the year. So he's basically number 2 receiver. So I mean they got it's Vikings got it, but man, they did lose to the Lions, didn't they?
They most definitely did. They lost to the Lions. I'm taking the Bears.
It's in Chicago. I mean, weather doesn't have a factor on this game because they both have, bad weather. But yeah, I'm taking the Bears, man. I think the Bears last week, they kind of shocked me, man. So that's it for this week.
You said that's it for this week?
Yeah. The COVID list, though, boy, it's growing these past couple of weeks, I'll tell you that.
Also, you guys, so if you go watch my last video, I want all my subscribers to go watch my last video. It's titled, "Oh no, where's the Apple TV?" Go watch that video because in that video, I gave this man a shout out and told him that I may be coming down there, or I'm in Florida, so I guess I'm at the lowest point you can get on the East Coast. So I'll be going up there to chill with my man B. That's my guy, has been for a long time. And we may catch these games together. So there's a good chance that the next segment you get from us will be in the same state, on the same camera, you guys. And that is big. That is big. There will be no more calls. Well, for 1 week, I guess you could say. And you might be able to get our behind the scenes live bloopers of what exactly is to come. So look out for that. You guys, we have been talking a lot. We went through our sports segment as promised. We went over what happened last week, what's to come this week, our predictions. There's a couple things we didn't agree on. He took the Steelers, I took the Titans. He took Philly, I took Washington. He took the Texans, I took the Jags. He took, actually, we both took the Broncos. I took the Rams. He took Seattle. We agreed on Green Bay, the Bucks, the Bears, Miami Cardinals, the Bills. He took the Patriots because that's his team. I took the Colts, even though it pains me to say it. Took the Colts. We both took the Browns. We both took the Chargers. This is going to be the end of the segment, you guys. This is the end of the episode. Don't forget, Evolve with Wayne. Hashtag it. Comment Wayne Gang down below. Put it in the comment section. Y'all have to spam it. If you do not know what spam is, I strongly urge you guys to Google it more than once. Get into those comment sections. And as many times as your heart desires, comment Wayne Gang down below. Like I said, you guys, this is the end of the video. I will start doing post notification shout outs here soon. That is to come. Also, I did drop the new intro. It is on my last video. I will also drop it individually so you guys can watch it and know what to look out for. I will be doing more vlogs. It is going to be Vlogmas coming on for the rest of December. I actually am going to extend it past because I'm getting a late start on it. So I will take it to January 1st. Will be my last Vlogmas vlog. But you will still get daily vlogs from your boy. Do not forget, like, comment, share, turn that notification bell on. It is Christmas. Happy holidays to all you guys because this is Christmas month, but it's Christmas every day around here. So I love y'all. Y'all stay up. Until next time, you guys. Peace.